Hi everyone, welcome to Business 601. My name is Linda Pham and this is my metacognitive mechanic presentation on the semicolon. In this presentation, I will be going over the proper uses and rules of a semicolon. So let's get started. Why I struggled with semicolon, I never knew the proper use of a semicolon and I can't honestly remember learning the proper uses of a semicolon in elementary school, high school, or even in college. Um, I found that other options were easier, such as using a period or a conjunctions. And I basically made it into two sentences. Some conjunctions that I use, for example, would be such as, and, nor, and yet. Therefore, throughout the years, I basically just avoided it overall. However, this assignment has pushed me to learn about the proper uses of a semicolon. So, what exactly is a semicolon? According to dictionary.com, the definition they stated was a punctuation mark used to join two independent clauses in a sentence. The semicolon shows that the ideas in two clauses are related. So, this is a really important fact. There are two types of clauses, an independent clause and a dependent clause. An independent clause is a clause that can stand alone as a sentence, whereas a dependent clause cannot stand alone as a sentence and it doesn't express a complete thought. It needs an independent clause to complete a sentence, so it needs a subject and a verb. And also, when using a semicolon, conjunctions are not necessarily required. So let's get on to some examples. Connecting two independent clauses, I have provided two examples here. The first one, the ice cream truckman drove by my house today. He had big hairy knuckles. Another example of using a semicolon is our dogs are playful. They are good pets. So if you look at both of these examples, both sides are made up of two complete thoughts and sentences that relate and balance to each other. When using a semicolon, it makes a sentence stronger. And if you notice that following the semicolon, the word after is not supposed to be capitalized unless it's a proper noun. So an example of a proper noun would be someone's name or a place. All right, another example I have here is when using a semicolon to make a list. So as you can see here, I have established a list of places around the world. You can use a semicolon to divide the list of items. For example, I listed Dublin, Ireland, Newport Beach, California, Cancun, Mexico. And my example was my favorite places to travel are Dublin, Ireland, Newport Beach, California, and Cancun, Mexico. So as you can see here, the semicolon helps the reader keep track of what items are grouped together. And when you're using a comma and a semicolon, after the comma, it provides additional detail of the items. So for example, Newport Beach is in California, Dublin is in Ireland. So here's some solutions, to be better at using semicolons in academic writing is to practice, practice, practice. There are some, software programs such as Microsoft Word or Grammarly that you can use that can help you find the semicolons and when they are appropriate or not. So definitely those programs, spell check does help with that. Use a semicolon when possible. Use it when you can in academic writing. That's how you're going to get better. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. That's how we learn. We all learn from mistakes. And the key rule is to really understand the difference between an independent and a dependent clause, because once you get that down, I feel like it's a lot easier to use a semicolon. And here are a list of my references that I used throughout the presentation. And thank you for watching.